some more VV commentary. So I wanted us to really take a moment and take a glance at this article that VV put out earlier today. So I hope you guys were sitting in on the Twitter Spaces where the one of the actual workers for Veve. I don't know if worker is the appropriate term, but you guys know what I mean. He came and he answered a bunch of questions in relation to this article, where they're giving an update on collectible edition types. So the difference between FA, FE, CE, what it means, why it matters. There's been a lot of debates, some back and forths. There's even been some corrections in regards to certain collectibles having an FA stamp, but they weren't supposed to. And it was pointed out by the community, Captain America, right? So the Marvel Mighties, Captain America is the FA. But it's not the first appearance of Captain America in the comic book. So when they released the Captain America statue with him doing the pose where he punches Hitler in the face, they gave it an FA tag originally. Well, the VV community then came back, and after much discussion, the VV as a company removed the FA tag on the Steve Rogers Captain America statue. So this has only come up in certain incidents, but they went in and reviewed everything. So I thought we could go in here, look at this article, and kind of see what makes sense, what's interesting to us, so forth and so on. So collectible edition types, what you need to know. Guys, please like the video. Okay, so they said they want to create a foundation to build upon a collectible edition type labeling on Veve and to firmly establish guidelines for designations such as first appearance, first edition, con exclusive, etc. Wow. So they don't have a collector's edition. It's a con exclusive for the collector's community. I wonder what the value of a con exclusive is, just like in the abstract on its own. Anyway, so they're admitting that the community is growing and it's getting just like really busy. A lot of people, they're having to deal with a lot of things. And they're saying they should have cleared this up in the past. So what qualifies as a first appearance? How does that differ from a first edition? Is this the first appearance on Veve or the blockchain? So these are the parts that I really wanted to read. And then we'll do a little discussion talk, and maybe I'll jump back over to Twitter while we do that. So let's just read through these 3 paragraphs, and then I'll give my thoughts. So first appearance. When a character with a storyline from comics, TV, film, etc., such as Spider-Man, is first introduced to the Veve platform in premium digital collectible format, it is considered a first appearance or FA. Note that first appearances are reserved for characters making their debut on Veve and not the blockchain in general, even though in most cases, first appearance on the blockchain will be via Veve. Interesting. So I think that they're saying that they don't have governance over the term first appearance. And should somebody else put out a Steve Rogers statue and say, hey, it's the FA, through the means of being super technical, they can be like, no, we just meant FA on our platform, and Veve couldn't really do anything. They could still keep the FA tag on their platform. So they could be like a grab to claim FA, but we all know that collectors would suss that out and be like, no, I know that the first appearance was on Veve, and that would get the value, especially in the long term. So let's keep going. First edition. When an object, rewind, collective logo, artist work, serial killers, vehicle, DeLorean, time machine, or art-based format, poster, lenticular cards make its debut, it will be considered a first edition or FE. So when an object, an artist's work, a vehicle, or an art-based format makes its debut, it's considered a first edition. Note that first editions are reserved for any objects making their debut on Veve, not in the blockchain in general, even though in most cases the first edition on the blockchain will be via Veve. So I'm assuming this is only in regards to objects. So the serial killer's artwork, they don't consider that figures. They consider it almost like posters. So it's an object. Lenticular cards, it's not the Mickey Mouse or Goofy figure, it's the card. So first edition of these types of cards on the platform. Interesting. And so that is why they are FE and not FA, but that's also why Mickey in the partner statue is FA, because a statue is considered like a character, as we see like up here in first appearances. Okay, interesting. And then con exclusives are inclusive of all collectibles dropped as part of a convention or a special event such as Comic-Con, Designer Con, etc. There will be prioritization of FA and FE on con exclusive collectibles moving forward. Okay. And then just to give you a brief, he said he didn't want to focus on like FA within comic books themselves because comics kind of already exist and they already have the FA like platform set up and ready to go, and people have been utilizing it for years. So there's really no need to then do FAs on Veve because there's already FAs of the comic book characters that happen in X amount of time, and they'll say this, these comics that came out in 1935, but it's like we're doing FAs. Like it's just like it's too much confusion, too many wires getting crossed. So they're not even going to try with the comics. They don't think it's worth it. I agree. And instead, they're just going to let the value from the marketplace basically determine what their value will be. Very interesting. Some things to clean up. Why isn't Steamboat Willie an FA or FE? What about the Batmans? I already kind of talked about that. Let's jump to the Batmans. The Batman. So with any startup, we have been on steady diet of figure it out as we go. Obviously, a precedent was set early with some of the early Batman and Harley Quinn being labeled FE as artist works. But again, we want to clean all this up so these labels are less confusing moving forward. Don't worry, we will avoid removing altogether and currently labeled first appearances and first editions. This includes all of the black and white collectibles, etc., out of respect. So they're not going to remove your FE and FA tags on the collectibles that you already have. But going forward, they're going to be much more stringent because I think they gave out too many FEs during the black and white drops. There are some updates to existing collectibles. We should look at these. So the DeLorean Time Machine Interactive Ultra Rare going from FA to FE. Yeah, so all the vehicles are going from FA to FE. The glider, FA to FE. DeLorean Time Machine, FA to FE. So no vehicles can be FA anyway. So FE is going to be the highest you can get for like an object, like a vehicle. So, okay, that makes sense to me. Avengers logo, board cube, yeah, all the objects. Now these guys, Captain Cornstarch, like that right there, interesting. Now this Captain Carter rare. The Captain Carter rare is sitting at about $4.99. She's going from a con edition to an FA. That's huge. So what would have been a potential increase, what would have been her potential increase is probably going to really shoot up because it's an FA and they're bringing her back. And on March 1st, they're releasing a new Captain Carter comic book series. Issue 1 comes out. I'll make sure that I get myself a copy. And yeah, I think they have more coming from her because Peggy Carter, Agent Carter, that was a fun show. And I wish that she had had a little bit more room to breathe or a little bit more of a less Monster of the Week type show. But I thought it was still really, really good. Now, this one I don't understand. Dragon Girl, going from FA to FE. How are those not FA if that's a statue? Or is it because it's an, oh, no, no, it's artist work. They said that. Artist work is FE. Like you're buying a poster because, wow, this is wild. I own none of these, but I really want to. I hope this makes the prices on some of those cars go down so I can grab some. I want some for when Veve goes to a Veve verse and I have to rent out my DeLoreans and my Echo One so you guys can hunt ghosts. I really think that there's going to be zombie hordes that come through, and we're going to have to fight them back with our zombie characters, like Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. You're going to need your Ghostbusters thing to like catch the ghost. I mean, I'm speculating and everything, but all right, I got to stop. My phone's full.